Hey, good morning. It's Edna Keep here live with Mindset Monday. And today we're going to talk about how do you keep the focus on what you do want. As you all know, I'm a big believer in the law of attraction and always working on it, always trying to get better at it myself. So I like to share what I've learned. Actually reading a really good Esther Hicks book this morning, and I'm loving it. It's kind of geared towards a child and an owl, so it's interesting reading too. But when you focus on what you want, you absolutely get more of it. If you focus on what you don't want, you absolutely get more of it. So how do we make that transition to be able to focus on what we want? Well, first of all, you know what? The first step is you have to notice what you don't want. So you don't want to, go around, saying to yourself, be positive, be positive, never ever think about anything that's wrong. It's the things that are wrong in your life that point out to you what you do want. What you don't want to do is focus on the wrong. You hear people say, oh, I'm so against religion. I'm against prejudice. I'm against racism. It's not about what you're against. It's what you're for. So that's just some of the language that you need to change it to. So again, step one is recognizing what you want by what you don't want. That's a natural human inclination, and that's a good thing. Just don't sit on what you don't want all the time and focus on it. Step two is taking what you realize you don't want and flipping it into something you do want. So if you don't want to focus on, or if you don't want lack in your life, whatever that happens to be, lack of love, lack of money, lack of time, don't focus on that. Focus on what you do want. So what would, say if you're feeling overwhelmed, you have too much to do and you don't have enough time, you're always saying to yourself, I don't have enough time, I'm so overwhelmed and I don't know what to do, and how can I, get out of this feeling of overwhelm. Those are all step ones, and that's good. You realize that you want to have more free time to yourself. So how do you language it so that you get what you want? Well, language it so that it's in the positive. So I would like more free time to spend with my family, read a good book, watch a comedy show, have dinner with friends, whatever it is. Like, focus on what it is that you want. So that's step two. But then step three, and this is the part that I kind of struggle with, and I imagine a few of you do as well, is getting to the place of feeling what that feels like the time that you want. So right now, if you're feeling like you have a lack of time, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're frustrated, more things keep getting put on your plate, that doesn't make you feel good, right? So what would make you feel good? That's the part you want to concentrate on. So would it make you feel good to just have an hour or two to yourself to just sit there and read a good book? How would that make you feel? Would that make you feel relaxed and, joyful? Would it make you feel like, you have things under control? Those are the feelings that you want to get to. Not always easy, but it's you get there by practicing and focusing on what you want. Okay, so you want to talk about what you want, not about what you don't want. It's so easy to talk about what we don't want. It takes an effort to talk about what we do want and why we want it. So it's the why that's really going to create that feeling for you. When your kids are feeling like you're all rushed and you don't have time for them, there's no time for these little loving moments that happen where they come up and give you a hug and tell you about their day. That's a nice feeling to know that your kids can come to you and just be able to sit there and chat with you because they know you're not too busy. And you feel it too. Like you just feel like, oh, that's such a nice feeling to be able to just sit there and chat with my kids and not feel like, oh my gosh, I gotta make supper, I gotta do laundry, gotta sweep the floor, gotta do this, gotta do that. So reach for that feeling place. And then step 4 is the physical manifestation of that all happening for you. And it can happen in an instant if a person can get to that place often enough. And it is a practice. It's something you practice every day. And like I said, don't skip step number 1. Step number 1 helps you clarify step number 2. So I'm going to repeat that again. So step number 1 is knowing what you don't want. That helps us figure out what we do want. Esther Hicks calls them sending out rockets of desire into the universe. It might be that someone's mean to you and you go, yeah, I don't want that. I don't want people being mean to me. Well, what is it you want? I want people to be nice to me, and I want them to be respectful, and I want them to be kind. And then how is it going to feel for you? Well, you know what? That's going to feel awesome if people appreciate me and love me and thank me and enjoy their time around me. Those are all pleasant feelings that we want to go for. So those are, so step 1, knowing what you don't want, helps you figure out what you do want. Step number 2. And then step number 3 is really feeling what you do want will be beneficial in your life. Everything from having the time to enjoy with your family, having the time even to enjoy your work so that you're not feeling like you're rushing from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, but feeling that why it is you like your work, what it is you like about your work. And sometimes it's going to come up. What you don't like about your work is going to help you define more and more about what you do like about your work. And then appreciating that, appreciating the parts that you love, realizing that some of the parts that you don't love is just part of the day-to-day process that you have to go through. And the negative feelings are going to come up with your part 1 and your part, helping you figure out your part 2 and getting you to part 3. So hopefully that helps you. I think this is a really good mindset Monday to focus on. Because if we could take the week and really, write down the things that you want in your life and the whys and the wherefores and how it's going to make you feel when you get there. And then live in those moments of appreciating, because they happen to you all the time. One of the things that I get recommended to me from different readings I'm doing is to keep an evidence journal. Keep an evidence journal of when this is happening for you and how it's working for you. So those are some of the things that I'm working on. Hopefully it's helpful for you. And have a really, really good week. Again, what you focus on expands. So whatever you're focusing on, I'm hoping it's making you happy. And remember, if you need my help building your real estate multifamily portfolio, reach out to me at 90daysto5k.com. Have a really, really good week, everyone. Hey, hi, Rosa. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Joanna. Hi, Connie. Hi, Joanne. Nice to see you guys all on. Hope you have a really, really great week. Bye for now.